हेलो गुड मॉर्निंग हो गया बस डन चलो फिर लेट्स सी हाउ मेनी सर्वाइव टिल द एंड ladies and gentlemen boys and girls good morning welcome back let's go ahead I'm going to commence today's class with point D and the first thing that you will have to tell me is this is point D of what leave travel allowance points to be noted. So, for those lost in some kind of fantasy world, let me bring you back in the zone. We are doing CA, inter, tax, direct tax, NTTI, heads of income. We are done with income from house property, the second head of income in income tax law, but we did that first. Now we are doing the first head of income in income tax, that is income from salary. Charging section of salary is 50. Main condition, only condition, deciding condition, employer-employee relationship. If payer is employer, receiver is employee, it will be income from salary. But the main two concepts that we have to study in this chapter are allowances and perquisites. Allowances are monetary in nature. So your boss will give you some money. From the money so received, there is going to be some amount which is exempt and the taxable amount will be written in the outer column. Once we are done with this part, we go to the second part of the chapter where your boss is giving you non-monetary benefits. Benefits in kind, we call them perquisites. So how much have you saved because of that? That is going to be taxable. We will do valuation of taxable perquisite in part 2. The main thing that you have to understand is under allowances, whatever we are calculating is the exempt amount, and under perquisites, whatever we are calculating is the taxable amount. We are in the first exemption under allowances, section 10(5) LTA, that is leave travel allowance. Your boss is giving you money for what purpose? For going on a holiday. There will be some amount that he will give you, but from that there will be some amount that you will spend. So general rule was amount received or amount spent, whichever is low. If he gives you 10,000, you spend 4,000, so 6,000 taxable. Taxable. 4 exempt, spent, and 6 taxable. And if he gives you 10 and you spend 12, 2 from your own pocket obviously, so 10 will be fully exempt and nothing will be taxable. But then there was no control on the amounts people are spending, and thus they brought the third point here, that is as per income tax rules, which will depend on mode of journey. So by air, it will be economy class fare. If any other mode, so we will see first AC rail fare. If there is no rail connectivity, then we will go to any other mode of transport ka first class or deluxe fare. And if that is also not there, so this distance ka first AC rail fare. That will be your third point. So effectively it is amount received or amount spent or the amount as per this, but all three will be given. So whichever is lower. Then we went to the other points to be noted. We are done with the first 3 points. First, for exemption, the picnic has to be in India. You can travel wherever you want, but you won't get exemption. Exemption has to be in India. Second, the ticket has to be taken using the shortest distance. Okay. Third, and very important, you are buying tickets for family. What is family? Family is not whom you consider. Family is what they have defined. What have they defined in the? What have they given in the definition of family? Spouse and children will come always, correct? But parents and siblings will come only if they are dependent. So it is spouse, children, dependent parents, and dependent siblings. If you buy tickets of any of these people, so that ticket will also be considered in your actual expenditure. Are you understanding? But here is where the problem arises. Your own ticket will be only one ticket. Spouse will be one ticket. On and off, it can be 4 also. Normally, it is one ticket only. Hello. Parents ka there will be only 2 tickets. Siblings ko, first question is, in today's time and era, who maintains the siblings financially? People are not willing to maintain their own parents also. In case you maintain, what is the probability of you taking them on a picnic and paying their tickets? And even if you do, it will be maximum 1 or 2. So there is a limit in the number of tickets that you buy for yourself, your spouse, or parents, or siblings. But there is one place where there is no limit. Where? Children. How many children can you have? As many. You all decided who is going to be that bakra of this discussion? Hey, तो अभी किसको करे बोलो? Decide करें. विश्वराज. ठीक है. 3-4 people are saying Vishwaraj. तो Vishwaraj. Vishwaraj, which year you were born? 2001. Okay. थोड़ा सा story में we are bringing a twist from our side. Let us assume that you were born in the year 1977. Okay. So in the year 1992, you are 25 years old. 77 का birth भी assume. So 25 years old, 92 में. At the age of 25 in the year 1992, you get married. The moment you get married, now once you have your spouse and you start buying picnic tickets, 2 tickets will be considered for your actual expenses. One, sir, yourself and your spouse. Spouse, whether dependent, independent, resident, non-resident, elder, younger, kaisi bhi hai, as long as it is your spouse, it is going to be considered. Correct? Then in the year 1993, Vishwaraj gets his first child. So now how many tickets will be considered for actual expenses? 3 tickets. Then in the year 1994, Vishwaraj gets his second child. So now how many tickets will be considered? 4 tickets. He got the game here. He got the point that in order to get more and more exemption, he identified this. So he continues. 1995, third child, 5 tickets. They were self-spouse to hey, I'm only counting the number of children. 1996, fourth child. 97, fifth child. Bro, government of India realizes that in the greed of exemption, we have become 150 crore. We need to put some limit. He is not going to stop. We need to stop him somewhere. 1997, he is not stopping. Fifth child, 7 tickets. He already has 5 children. And he is taking tax benefit of the tickets purchased for all of them. Now government realizes that somewhere we will have to put a restriction. Obviously, the restriction will not be that you can't have more than these many children. So, Vishwaraj, how many children can you have? You continue, bro. If you observe your timeline, it's not a baby, it's a budget. It is happening every year. He is unwilling to stop, which is why government has had to put a restriction. Government said on or after 1st October 1998, we will consider maximum 2 children. That is why I took 1977 का example, क्योंकि the amendment came in 1st October 1998. On or after 1st October 1998, maximum 2. वो slogan you must have heard, हम दो हमारे दो. Maximum 2 children. So Vishwaraj, you will have to answer this. From 1st October 98, you can have maximum 2 children. हाँ, नहीं, you can have how many? As many. But picnic पे you take only 2. No. You can take how many? As many. You can take your neighbor's children also, considering them your own. But for exemption purpose, we will count ticket cost only of 2. You understand? So 1st October 98, they brought this restriction. Maximum 2 children. But Ruko, there is a problem in this story with Vishwaraj. Before this amendment, he already has 5. So what to tell them? Simon, go back. Send them back. No, bro. You don't have to send them back. If you don't understand, let me make it clear. This amendment cannot be retrospective. Those who are born are born. That means any child born up to, yeah, let me say 30th September, before 1st October. That means up to which date? 30th September, they all will be considered. So in our example, before the amendment, Vishwaraj had how many children? 5 children. These 5 will not be included in that limit of 2 children. So ऐसा नहीं हुआ कि Vishwaraj in the greed of exemption he had these children. No, कि more children, more exemption. Not that now the amendment has come, you don't midnight में go and kill your own children. कि अभी तो exemption. नहीं, those children are going to be, hello, considered. The amendment was prospective. So the government ka rule was, from today we will allow maximum 2 children. Means any child born before 1st October 1998, will all those tickets be considered? Matlab till now it is self, spouse and 5 children. 7 tickets. Now look at the mentality, okay? Soch ki farak. Government is saying now only 2. And Vishwaraj is saying now 2 more. So he doesn't stop here as well. He continues. On or after 1st October 1998, how many children we will consider for exemption purposes? तो 1999 में विश्वराज got his first child after amendment. In fact, total में it is +2. वो +2 कौन? Self and spouse. Will this child also be considered? Yes, because existing children there is no restriction. The restriction is only on newborns after this date. Do you understand? Now, as per law, only one more allowed. See, when I say only one more allowed, matlab you can't have more than one. No. How many can you have? Thank you. As many. But for exemption purposes, हाँ आपके पास जमा रखो. Only one. So government is saying for exemption only one more, but Vishwaraj is saying one more. Correct? So in the year 2000, millennial kid. वैसे millennials तो 81 से 96 तक था. This is Gen Z. New millennium started. But विश्वराज का स्टोरी में कोई चेंज नहीं है. वो पहले भी वैसा ही था. He is like this only. Okay. He has his second child. Cumulative. So effectively, Vishwaraj is going to take tax benefit of 9 people, self, spouse, and 7 children. So born before 1st October, no restriction. All will be considered. But born on or after 1st October 1998, we will consider maximum 2 children. So tell me one thing. The existing 5 children, there was no restriction. So there was nothing wrong in Vishwaraj having more and more children only for the purpose of exemption. No restriction on those 5. Once government brings the amendment from 1st October 1998, prospective, so you don't have to kill your existing children. New children, we will consider maximum 2. So the one born in 1999, will we consider that child? Yes. Is Vishwaraj wrong for exemption purpose targeting one more child? After that also? No. So you were absolutely within the legal boundaries when you went for that second child in the year 2000. But Vishwaraj, thoda sa story mein twist. This second child is a multiple birth. Multiple birth का example? Quadruplets. Twins भी नहीं चलो ठीक है ना तेरा ना मेरा. Okay, triplets. No, he is in trauma now. You know why? Because after amendment we have to consider only 2. First child 1999 we will consider. Hello. Second child. He was not wrong in having one more child. वैसे तो he is not wrong in having many more also. You can continue. You can make a cricket team. You can make IPL squad. You can have impact player. You can एक काम कर सामने वाला team also. You only make spectator full stadium. You only fill. Nobody is stopping. Nobody is stopping. You don't even. You only become the umpire. Yeah, umpire also you only make. There is no restriction on having children. I hope you understand. The restriction is on exemption. So for exemption purpose, having that first child in 1999, nothing wrong. Exemption purpose, having one more child, no problem. But if the second child is a multiple birth, now there is a problem. See, there is no problem with respect to these 5. They will be considered. This child will be considered. We could have considered 1, but unfortunately, fortunately, whatever you say, you have 3. Correct? It's not his fault. It is somewhere your fault also. But legally, government believes it's not your fault. And therefore, if they are triplets, they will be considered as 1 child. Matlab Vishwaraj, all 3 ka ticket will be considered for exemption purposes. When I say all 3, matlab these 5 will also be considered. This will also be considered. And these 3 also will be considered. But the catch is, only if the second child, you have to be careful. Supposing in 1999 only you have twins. So you consider that, those twins. But now you know you already have 2 children. Then stop having more children and continue. But then we won't consider them. for exemption. मतलब multiple children will be considered as one child only if second birth में it happens. If it is the first child, तो first में if 3 है, we'll consider all. मतलब we will count all of them categories. Okay, but first child after amendment is a one child, single child, and then the second birth में if you have multiple children, so we will include all of them categories. Clear है? Only if the second child is a multiple birth. So effectively, any child born before the amendment will always be considered without any restriction. First child born after the amendment, single child or multiple birth, all will be considered. If first birth after amendment is one child, then second में as many as you have triplets, विश्वराज के standards के हिसाब से you said quadruplets, whatever, we will consider all. But if first में multiple birth है, तो second में we won't consider anything. Is that clear? Objective of the amendment. As funny as it may sound, that is only early morning to keep the environment and atmosphere of the class healthy and happy. There was an exam question. Mr. X is a salaried employee. He and his wife are going on picnic. They have 3 children. Now hear me out. They said he has a 5-year-old son and twin daughters. Both are 3 years. Self ka ticket we will take. Spouse we will take. Son we will take. Hey, but 2 children allowed, na? So 3 ka you are taking? Yes, because second child was multiple birth. Correct hai? रुको, स्टोरी में ट्विस्ट है. They continue the question and they ask, will there be a change in your answer if the twin daughters are 5 years old and the son is 3 years old? तभी now self, spouse, twin daughters will be considered. Now having the second child is a matter of choice, but it won't be considered for exemption purposes. समझा? हाँ. तो विश्वराज, you can carry on. But the point D is hereby over. As long as मतलब तेरा क्या इरादा? What are you? Why are you revealing your plan? पहले first child तो कर. If you have any confusion, let me remind you, you are also child right now. पहले खुद का career you settle, then focus on children. CA is a cruel course that way. Many a times parents and children are together giving exams. And recently this year only we have seen a grandfather was teaching her daughter for CA final and both became CA together. 71-year-old guy. So पहले खुद settle हो, then think about your children. Okay? Are you clear? Chalo, let's go ahead. Point E. It was observed that a lot of people are taking leave travel allowance from their employers and manipulating the tax benefit here. They were showing fake tickets, etc., and claiming exemptions. And to restrict this, many years ago, somewhere in the late 80s, they brought a slight change in the exemption here. They said the exemption that you are taking will be allowed to you maximum twice in a block of 4 calendar years. This is slightly confusing. Allow me a few minutes to explain this absolutely clearly. Then only you will understand what exactly is happening. Let me begin by showing you that they are talking about calendar years. This is the only place in the entire income tax law where they are actually discussing with you calendar year concept. We don't follow calendar year system in income tax, we follow financial year system. That is April to March. But this is a rare and only case where they are checking calendar year, that is 1st Jan to 31st of December. Normally in income tax, we don't write years like 2001, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. We always say 1, 2, year 3, 4, year 4, 5. But here we will say 2010. This started somewhere in late 80s and they said 4 calendar years ka you make a block. A group of 4 years. And years will be calendar. So 4 years over, next 4 years, next 4 years, next 4 years. They kept on carrying forward. If I have to tell you few blocks of the recent years, there was a block from the year 2010 to 2013 are these 4 calendar years. 2010 1st Jan to 31st December, 11, 12 and 13. Before that the blocks were 9876, yeah, 5432. Started in late 80s and they kept on making block after block, and the block will be exactly how they have decided. So it has to be 10 to 13. You can't take 11, 12, 13, 14. Next block will be 14, 15, 16, 17. You have to keep on making a team of 4 years. Finish that, go to the next block. Next block will be, if you are understanding, 18 to 21. Next block will be 22 to 25. Next block will be 26 to 29. 5 years later, if I am teaching kids, I will say blocks 18, 19, 20, 21. 20. You know, we have to forget the old ones. But they started somewhere in the late 80s and they have continuously drawn lines after every 4 years. This time the 4 years are not financial years. This time the 4 years are calendar years. They have made a block. You've understood the block? Now they are saying in this period of 4 years, we will give you the exemption maximum twice. So true or false? You can have a holiday only twice in 4 years. You can have 4 holidays in 1 year. Correct? But exemption you will get twice in 4 years. And the 4 years have to be this. So you can't take 2 exemption in 11, 12, 13, 14. You have to take in this period. The blocks are as decided by them. We can't make blocks as per our choice. But they started once upon a time and they are continuing those blocks year after. Means from this period to this period, I can go on a holiday unlimited times. My boss can give me LTA how many times? Unlimited times. Exemption I can take only twice. In this period, twice. In this period, twice. Now, it can be one holiday on 1st January 2022 and second holiday on 1st December 2025. You can take any 2 holidays ka exemption. Holidays you can take unlimited. Any 2 holidays ka exemption from the first date year to the last date. To restrict multiple tax benefits, they brought this rule. Exemption can be taken twice in 4 years. Twice in 4 years. But about these 4 years, you should know 2 things. 1, they are calendar years. And 2, they are pre-decided by them. Ye clear hua? Now, chartered accountants, let's learn some manipulation. They have decided that they will give you exemption how many times? Twice in a block of? Means in 4 years only 2 exemptions. Now the smart guy that I am, I will show you how to take 4 exemptions in 1 year. They are saying 2 in 4 years. I will take 4 in 1 year. Proof karu? Supposingly this block starts 22, 23, 24, I don't take any holiday. April 2025, I take my first benefit. And July 2025, I take my second benefit. Matlab in this block, I have taken the 2 exemptions. Then January 2026, I take my third holiday. Is this same financial year 25-26? It is 25-26. And February 2026, I take my 4th holiday of the financial year 25-26, because income tax is not calculated calendar year basis, it is calculated financial year basis. Means now understand, in this block of 4 years, have I taken only 2 exemptions? And in the next block also, I am taking only 2 exemptions. But coincidentally, these 2 and those 2, which calendar wise fall in different years, in fact fall in different blocks, fall in the same financial year. But the catch here is, then in the remaining part of both blocks, means 22, 23, 24, and this 27, 28, 29, obviously you will not get any other exemption. So we can do some manipulation to a limited extent, but ultimately it won't be more than 2 in this period, it won't be more than 2 in this period. You have coincidentally ended bringing 4 in one financial year, but isse zyada you will not be able to take tax exemption then in this block or that block. So you understood the official rule and how we can manipulate? Yes, please. Is that really possible that the last year of one block, first year of the next block? Of course. And which is why I again say this. It is on the understanding that first block, first 3 years you have not done anything. And second block, next 3 years you are not doing anything. Not doing anything, मतलब you can go on holidays but won't take exemption. कोविड के टाइम पे ऐसा हुआ था, देखो 18 में 19 में आई वॉज हैविंग लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स गोइंग ऑन, तो टाइम नहीं था बिकॉज प्रोफेशनल पर्सनल लॉट्स ऑफ थिंग्स, तो 18 19 आई डिड नॉट टेक एनी हॉलीडे. आई थॉट 20 में कोविड के, तो नो हॉलीडे. 21 में दैट ऑल्सो आफ्टर सेकेंड वेव टुवर्ड्स द लेटर पार्ट ऑफ द ईयर मोस्ट कॉर्पोरेट एम्प्लॉयज टुक देयर एलटीए ऑफ दैट ब्लॉक. But then 22 also, in the first few months, they took the benefit, and which is then basically different blocks. It is possible when last year of one block and next year of the next block cut together, we are making one financial year. So 9 months of this year and 3 months of this year. That is how you have to adjust. Samjha? Is this clear? And one last facility which they have given here, with which leave travel allowance as a section will also get over. Last, is it possible that there is some unavailed exemption out of the two that you get per block? Block is of how many years? 4 years. In that I can take how many exemptions? 2. Let's talk about this block only. 18, 19, 20 I don't go on any holiday, and 21 when towards the later part I take, but then I take only one holiday. That means in this full block of 4 years I have utilized only one exemption. So they are saying now one unavailed exemption. But only one. Matlab suno, in the full block, if you don't avail any exemption, so one will lapse. The other, matlab any one, you can carry forward to the मालूम है, you know me well by now. You can carry forward to the first year of the next block. So two things you have to understand, I have highlighted both. First of all, only one availed exemption can be carried forward. Means in the entire block, if you don't take any exemption, one will lapse, only one carry forward. If you take one exemption, other will be carried forward. If you take both exemptions, obviously no carry forward. One will be carried forward, and that one has to be utilized in the first calendar year of the next block. Matlab supposingly 18 to 21 I take only one exemption, so other I can carry forward. If I take none, still I can carry forward only one only. So 2022 के अंदर I will have to take that exemption. In the next block there will be total 3, 2 of the current block and 1 brought forward, but that brought forward has to be taken in the first calendar. The remaining 2 you can take at any time during the block. The own wala you can take at any time during the block, but the brought forward has to be taken in the first year of the next block. So two things, only one can be carried forward and has to be utilized in the first year of the next block. These two things will make it very, very clear. Are you clear about this? Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, that was your first exemption, and let me tell you, this is just the beginning of the salary chapter. Allowances are a small part. The exemption that you are calculating here, the points that you have studied, are a small part of that chapter called salary, जिसका final answer is a small part of NTTI. Correct है? Fantastic. Let's go ahead. Section 10, clause 7. The moment we come across section 10, we have excitement about one thing for sure. Exemptions. In any case, under allowances, we are learning exemptions. All allowances and perquisites of government employees, government employee, पैदा मजा मत, to have fun. All allowances and perquisites of government employees who are working outside India fully exempt. Khatam. Only this much is section 10. So don't expect all exemptions to be very big. This is only this much. All allowances and perquisites of government employees working outside India will be fully exempt. So now, first of all, how can government employees be working outside India? Embassies, etc. Correct. Have we studied something about their salary income ka taxability? Because they stay outside India. Residential is the status is non-resident. Income is also foreign income. Have we studied something about that salary income? Kya? नहीं, वो तो इंडिया में वर्किंग फॉरेन एम्बेसी एम्प्लॉयज के लिए था. We are talking about Indian government employees working outside India. किधर? Hint is this. This was in the first part of our lectures before the break of 4 months. Deemed to be Indian income था, salary paid by government of India, embassy employees working outside India. मतलब if government employees are working outside India, मतलब Indian embassy in Singapore, Malaysia, government of India का employees are working, salary is deemed to be Indian income, that will be taxable, but allowances and perquisites are fully exempt. So whatever basic salary they get, that's the only thing on which they have to pay tax. They don't have to pay tax on anything else. Is that understood? Abhi bata, how can you manipulate here? Come on, I want to see how your brain works. Perfect. Take less in the form of basic salary, more in the form of allowances and perquisites. Total amount is same, but tax treatment is different. Salary is taxable because deemed to be Indian income, but allowances and perquisites. Fantastic. कर लिया tax planning. Now so you work also. Where? CA firm में. कौन सा CA? अच्छा. मतलब return filing and all this. Perfect. So you are using your tax planning brain. Now let me give you one free advice. That whenever you do your tax planning manipulation, you are very intelligent. I totally agree. But the other fellow is not foolish. वो पागल. Always observe the other side of the coin before drawing a conclusion. Because I often see, at least at this point, some people using their brain and saying, sir, take less salary because it is taxable and more allowance. But suno, you are whose employee? Government. You go and tell your employer, which is government, that you are giving me 100 rupees. Pay that 100 rupees not as salary, but as full allowance. Don't give me salary, give me only allowance. The government is like, no problem, we have to give you 100 only. So whether salary or allowance does not make any difference. But why? So that I save my tax. You know who you are going to pay that tax to? Means you are telling them to give you more allowance and less salary so that you pay them only less tax. They are like, likha hai this. You understand? You understand. So this manipulation unfortunately is not going to work because you are government employee. Secondly, government employees ka pay scale is decided on the basis of pay commissions. Which category ka, which level ka employee you are, on the basis of that your salaries and perquisites are decided. Your allowances are also decided. Government recruitment mein, when they are hiring anybody as a full-time employee, they actually give newspaper advertisements with the payable salary, scale-based we had studied if you remember. So you can't manipulate that. समझे? Understood? यही था ना? This is only about foreign allowances. Only about, मतलब इंडिया वाला है तो it is taxable only. Exemption is only for government employees working outside. Clear? Chalo. This was small, but now we are going to enter a difficult part of the chapter because the next few allowances that we will study, मतलब we are learning exemptions, are big calculations. They can themselves become a 4 to 6 mark ka question. A single section can become a 4 to 6 mark ka question. big calculations. So you will have to maintain your patience levels. कोई और option भी नहीं. Section 1010 tax exemption for gratuity. Section 1010 tax exemption for what, bro? Gratuity. Whenever your employer pays you something called gratuity, you are going to be eligible for tax exemption. So there is going to be, again, don't forget the system. Amount received A, which will be given. Amount exempt B, which we'll learn. That is what we are going to learn here, because this is exemption that we are learning in allowances. And we will get the amount which is taxable. But before learning the tax treatment, the first question is, what do you mean by gratuity? Because there is a difference between leave travel allowance and gratuity. What is the meaning of this thing called gratuity? For what is your boss giving you this money? House rent allowance for paying rent of house. Leave travel allowance for going on a picnic. So this money is being paid for what? Extra paid for good work. Extra paid for good work. लिखा ब्रैकेट. अच्छा, perfect. You have hired two employees at the same job profile, so their salary is same. But it is possible that A is more efficient than B, but still the salary is same. Somewhere we have to keep A motivated, so we will give A something extra. Possibility 1, it can be out of love and affection to keep him happy. Possibility 2, sometimes it is compulsory to pay gratuity to your employees. Whether you find your employee efficient or you don't find him efficient, it is compulsory, because in India we have a law called POGA, Payment of Gratuity Act. When we used to be PCC, it was not intermediate at during our days. It was not even IPCC, bro. उससे पहले it was PCC. थोड़ा gap है. You all are all graduates, undergraduate. मतलब we are almost the same generation. बस 19-20 का फर्क. 19-20 का फर्क. साल. हाँ. नहीं, आपसे इतना नहीं. विश्वराज से. Point is simple. When we were inter students, that was PCC. At that time we had Payment of Gratuity Act, Payment of Bonus Act, Provident Fund Act, Negotiable Instrument. We did not study because we know that exam में weightage is Companies Act, Contract Act. We studied only that much. They were there in the syllabus, but we used to study these other laws roughly because weightage was 4 marks per law. And in fact, law के paper में we had law only for 60 marks. There was 20 marks ethics and 20 marks communication, business communication, drafting of deeds and all that. So those were scoring areas. So we used to focus more on those scoring areas. But we have a law. Country में we have, and I think in your law syllabus it is all this is removed. No? We have 15 chapters. 15 laws नहीं होगा. Companies Act में there will be chapters. And other law क्या है? FEMA है, Contract Act. Companies Act, Contract Act, FEMA है. LLP Act है internal and general clauses. Interpretation of statutes. Interpretation of statutes है. Okay. ठीक है. Balanced syllabus. In any case, the conscious decision behind this is that these labor-related laws, they are all a part of company secretary syllabus. And it is, observe that CS, LLB go hand in hand. Most people who pursue company secretary also do law because major portion of their, courses overlap. So, and in any case, chartered accountants now want to focus on their core, that is audit and tax. So, law wala aspects, final mein law is removed from syllabus only. So, it is handed over to company secretaries. And in fact, the cost accounting aspect also, final में costing is removed because we want that area also to be handled by our respected other professional bodies, CMAs. So we will focus on our core, that is audit and taxation. That's the whole idea. So yes, law have been removed from your syllabus. We can't go into payment of gratuity into detail right now, but roughly I will tell you that under payment of gratuity act, if an employee has worked for you for 5 years, 5 years if anybody has given to your organization, so when that employee leaves, it is compulsory to pay gratuity. Because we are assuming that if someone has worked for 5 years, that person has to be good and efficient. Otherwise, why are you keeping someone for 5 years? Remove them, no? You understand? So, sometimes your employer may give you gratuity out of love and affection. And now never ask this question, okay, sir, compulsory nahi hai, to why employers are giving? Bro, you don't know that when we want to keep our employees motivated, we have to give anything and everything. Once in a while, we have to give our employee ऐसे 2, 3, 4,000 rupees. अब बावरी को मूवी दिखा, बावरी, बागा, नहीं. If you don't know बावरी, बागा, that means you have some trauma. नहीं, ठीक है, मैं privately counseling का जरूरत है. If you don't know the characters that I am talking about, चले, छोड़ो, let's not digress. Point is, employees ko we want to keep this, you understand, we want to motivate them and we have to regularly keep them happy, monetary, non-monetary. So whether out of love and affection or out of compulsion due to POGA, once payer is employer and receiver is employee, payer is employer, receiver is employee, so the income is going to be taxable under salary. And from the gratuity so received, we are going to make you eligible for some tax exemption. क्या आपको समझ में आता है? There is going to be some tax exemption from the gratuity that you are receiving. Everyone is clear? Question is, how much is going to be that tax exemption? Because that amount will be subtracted from the received amount and we will get our taxable amount. You will have to go and check whether the gratuity is received during service or the gratuity is received at retirement. You will have to go and check whether the gratuity is received during service or the gratuity is received at retirement. Matlab, the two options are, one financial year gets over, boss is going to settle your salary for the year, plus he will tell you take this year ka good work ka gratuity. Every year at the end of the year he is settling your gratuity for the year. But option 2, you have worked for 20 years for that organization. Every year you got only your salary. Today, after 20 years, when you retire, your boss is saying, thank you for your contribution. We have settled your salary over the years, but for your dedicated 20 years, take this big, massive lump sum amount in the form of gratuity. So the two possibilities are, you can get small amounts on a year-on-year basis, that is this part of the chart, or you can get a big lump sum at the time of retirement, that is this part of the chart. Anything that you receive during service is going to be fully taxable. In other words, there is no exemption for this. Or mathematically, can I say B equal to 0, A equal to C? You remember ABC? Multiple times we have done that. A is received, B is exempt. So B is 0, A is C. A is taxable. Received only becomes taxable. But whatever exemption we will give for gratuity, it will be only with respect to the amount received at the time of retirement. Now there are two possibilities in which I can deal with this. One thing is, for every question it can be the answer. Law mein likha hai. It is written in the law. Law ma lai kuch hai is the common answer that I can give to everything. But you need to understand the logic. There is some logic that when you are receiving gratuity during service, they will be small amounts because they pertain to good work done only in this year. And when you receive gratuity at the time of retirement, it will be a big, massive lump sum amount because it is good work of 20 years. 20 is an example, of course. When the amounts are small, it won't drastically change the tax bracket in which you are falling. Here is where rough idea of tax slabs will help you. Detail mein I haven't taught you, but rough idea will help you here. So supposingly I am in 5%, maybe from 5, marginally I will enter 20%, but it is not going to make a big difference. But when I get a very big lump sum amount at one go, 10, 20, 30 lakh rupees, I have during my entire career of 20 years seen only 5% bracket. Suddenly, I have to pay tax at 30% because the amount is higher and that entire amount is going to come in the present financial year. Because the amount is big, the tax bracket will become very big. Poor guy, after 20 years, he is getting this money. We can't be so unfair with this guy, and consequently, we will give you the exemption only and only on that lump sum amount which you receive at the time of retirement. So once it is during service, it is going to be fully taxable. At retirement, the lump sum amount will be exempt on the basis of following possibilities. Possibility 1, you are government employee, or possibility 2, you are non-government, private sector. Government employees in our country take birth. Kyun? To enjoy life, to enjoy exemptions. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Government employee ka gratuity is going to be fully exempt. मतलब A equal to B, C equal to 0. समझा क्या? Mr. X is a government employee. Mr. X is a government employee. He has received gratuity of 5 lakhs of financial year 25-26. He has received gratuity of 5 lakhs of financial year 25-26. So that will be fully poppered. Welcome to direct tax. I said of 25-26. That means it is current year ka, during service ka. I said no, of 25-26. Of 25-26 matlab this year ka good work. If it was retirement ka case, then I would have said lump sum received for work done during the work life. But if it is pertaining to the current year, that means it is 1 year ka gratuity. So during service wala, when nothing is specified, you have to be identifying these things by yourself. Government or non-government, it will be fully taxable. And at retirement, government can no calculation, it is going to be fully exempt. Non-government employees will also get exemption because it's a big lump sum amount. We have to give you some exemption, but on the basis of the following calculation, non-government employees ka exemption is going to be least of the following 3 amounts. Means government employees, we don't make any calculation. Amount received is fully exempt. Non-government employees will get some exemption, but there is a calculation. And in fact, all throughout the chapter, wherever they will give you tax benefit, it will be ABC, whichever is lowest. We started this with as early as entertainment allowance ka deduction for government employees, whichever is lowest. In LTA ka calculation also, it was received or spent or amount in rules, whichever is lower. All throughout your chapter, this is going to come again and again. And in all the tax benefits, one constant rule is going to be the actual received is always going to be a part of the calculation. Actual received is basically going to be given to you in the question. It is that same amount which we have written in the inner column from which we will take exemption. By the way, the target of the calculation is B and C. But out of B and C, whichever is lower, turns out to be higher than my actual. So I can't make it negative. And thus, actual always has to be a part of every calculation. Without even using your brain, the moment we start any exemption calculation, first thing is always going to be actual receipt. So government employees ke liye fully exempt, non-government ke liye there is a calculation where the first point is going to be actual receipt. Second point, maximum notified over lifetime. Maximum notified over lifetime. This is an amount that you will have to learn. Presently, as per government notification, the amount is rupees 20 lakhs. Presently, it is 20. But it's a notification. Notification means as announcement. And this can change at any point of time. It is just that if it has changed, is that amendment applicable to me or not? And now, in this month of October, there cannot be any further amendment for your exam. Every amendment that has happened in any chapter of your syllabus, house property, there was no amendment. But moving forward, we are going to come across some amendments in salary ka chapter. Every single amendment that is applicable for your exam is going to be covered. You do not have to study a single extra word in the name of amendment from anywhere. In fact, I don't know whether I ever mentioned this. As far as learning theory is concerned, concepts, not a single word which you will find anywhere in ICAI study material also that we have not covered. Theory wise, we have covered every single thing. Good number of almost 250 questions is in our class book which we are solving in class. Now for your extra practice, you can do whatever you want. There are plenty of options available. I think most of you all have ordered that ICAI ka study material. You practice it from there. Telegram ke upar some free material. Wherever you are, you should practice it from somewhere or the other. But only question answer practice. Theoretically, not a single additional or extra word has to be studied because every single thing we have covered and we are complete. So we will learn all the amendments. All amendments. Right now it is 20. Understand the meaning of maximum notified very, very clearly. Very, very clear. Supposingly, I take up a job and after 6-7 years I retire from that job. I will be doing this calculation. Whichever is lowest turns out to be 7 lakhs. I take 7 lakh exemption. But at that time I join another job, work for another 8-10 years and leave that job. Again I will get lump sum gratuity at retirement. Again I will do this calculation because private sector. Dekho, government hoga, so it is fully exempt. This time my balance remaining is only 13 lakhs. Why? Because this is lifetime 20 lakhs. So as I start taking my tax benefits, I will keep on exhausting my balance. One fine day when 20 lakh ka balance is over, my this lifetime ka gratuity exemption is over. This concept of maximum notified is there in 4 exemptions. One is gratuity. There are other 3 places. Leave encashment, and there is something called retrenchment compensation and DRS. 25 lakh, 5 lakh and 5. But we will learn all of them later. Meaning remains same. Maximum notified ka meaning is same. That this is your lifetime total balance. So every time you retire, the balance from here will keep on getting reduced. One day when 20 lakh is over, that means you have exhausted your lifetime limit. This is your lifetime tax benefit. Let me see what you have understood. True or false? In this lifetime, I won't get more than 20 lakhs ka gratuity. False. My boss can give me 2 crore also. So then how can we say 20 lakh ka limit? Exemption in this life I can take maximum 20. So whichever is lower becomes my exemption, and that exemption you keep on subtracting from your 20 lakh ka balance. One day when you receive or reach 20 lakh ka exemption, that day onwards your this lifetime ka gratuity exemption will be over. Samjha? Story mein one more twist. Chiran, you will participate in this example. Okay. I take up government job and I retire after 10-15 years. I get lump sum gratuity of 18 lakhs, fully exempt. Because government employee ka lump sum is fully exempt. Now I go in private sector. For few years I work and I again retire and get gratuity. This time my exemption will be on the basis of this calculation. But from my balance, I have exhausted 18 lakh because that is lifetime balance. Now whether I exhaust it year or year, this balance will now be considered only 2 lakh rupees because government ke yahan se retire hoke I took exemption of 18 lakh, and anything that I take as exemption in this section will be reduced from this balance. So now my private job ka retirement ka balance exemption is only 2 lakh because government job retirement mein I have consumed 18 lakh. So give a better tax advice. First go to private job, finish 20 lakh ka exemption, then go to government, and then after some years retire. Now here there is no balance that has to be exhausted. Here it will be fully exhausted. Government mein, let me make it clear so no confusion. Government mein you take any exemption and then go to private, so the exemption taken will be reduced from your balance. But private mein you take any exemption and then go to government, there is no maximum balance over there. So there you can take your exemption even if your 20 lakh is exhausted. So what is the tax advice that everyone is giving here? First take up private job, finish 20 lakh, then go to government, because there is no limit. Now, I told you, always examine the other side of the coin. Government employment commencement, there is age limit, age criteria. So after working in private sector for many years, you possibly crossed the age criteria of most government jobs. So as theoretically as accurate or appropriate it may sound, practically it is going to be difficult to implement unless private sector say only 3-4 years when you are retiring and you are still within the age criteria of government employment. Samjha? No confusion now? I make it clear in case there was any, you were surprised when I said this. I say it again. If you first join government and take exemption, no limit, then you go to private, it will be reduced from your balance. But if you first go to private, there is maximum 20 lakh ka exemption, lifetime ka. Exhaust your balance, now go to government. You can still take full exemption because now there is no criteria. Clear hua everyone? हाँ, so ladies and gentlemen, actual receive given, maximum notified over lifetime ka meaning is understood. Can we take, can we get more than this much as gratuity? Yes, this is the limit of exemption. And for the third point, the question will divide the taxpayer into whether this employee who has received gratuity is covered under the Payment of Gratuity Act or not covered under the Payment of Gratuity Act. Covered under POGA or not covered under POGA. Dekho, at the beginning of the section I told you, employees can get gratuity in two ways. One, employer is giving voluntarily out of love and affection, or two, you are covered under Payment of Gratuity Act. Correct? The person who is covered under Payment of Gratuity Act will compulsorily get POGA. But here also, employer ka choice hai, optional basis you can get gratuity. Now, when a person is covered under Payment of Gratuity, POGA, listen to me carefully. There is a calculation given under that act that if an employee has worked for you for these many years, pay this much gratuity compulsory. So this calculation is strictly borrowed, copied as it is word to word from Payment of Gratuity. There are some fundamental logical errors in this calculation, but unfortunately the income tax law cannot do anything about it because they have blindly copied it from POGA. But this calculation is not under POGA. So whatever are the mistakes in this calculation, they have rectified here in this calculation. And our calculation will depend on whether this employee is covered under POGA or not covered under POGA, but only at retirement wala cases, that also only private sector, because during service no calculation, fully taxable. Government at retirement no calculation, fully exempt. This is retirement private sector, that also third point, because first 2 points whether POGA or non-POGA, actual and maximum notified are same. So the division takes place only at the third point in private sector, covered under POGA or not covered under POGA. First I will tell you what POGA says in words. Look at how they draft laws in our country. Look at the complicated language they use in our country. They say whenever an employee is covered under POGA, borrow calculation from POGA. So we went and read POGA. POGA says whenever an employee retires, POGA says what? whenever an employee retires, give him half month ka salary. Give him what? Half month ka salary for each year of service. Give him his half month salary for each year of service. Every retiring employee should be given. Retiring employee for each year of service. At the time of retirement, we are giving him. So how many years he has given to the organization? Those number of years के लिए multiply by his half month salary. Words में what are they saying? Half month salary for each year of service. चलो mathematically we will present it. See if you understand this. First take your salary per month. Stupid question. This is salary of how much time? क्या stupid question I am asking and you are thinking actually. If I am asking you to take salary per month, so that is salary of how much period? हाँ, तो they are saying take half month salary. पहले words में I will repeat. Words में I will repeat. चाहिए? Now if your AC is done, तो CA करें. हाँ, important वो भी है. Okay, सुनो. Again, I will repeat what is given in POGA because of the distraction, you must have lost track of it. We are saying under Payment of Gratuity Act, when an employee has retired after giving you so many years, pay him a lump sum amount. That lump sum amount should be his half month ka salary. His half month ka salary for every year of service. Words mein it is half month salary for every completed year of service. But words ko now we will convert in a mathematical representation. So half month ka salary means what? First take your monthly salary. Monthly salary ko you do what? Half. So will that become half month ka salary? क्या stupid question है? अगर monthly salary को I will do half, multiply by half, so it will become half month ka salary. So we will do what? Multiply by half. Half according to you is what? 1 by 2. According to them, it is 15 by 26. वैसे it is 15 by 30 according to you. It is 15 by 30 according to you. But according to them, it is 15 by 26. Because they believe that you have to work only 26 days in a month and still get full month ka salary. So half will not be 15 by 30, that is 1 by 2. Half will be 15 by 26. Now have you got your monthly salary? First of all, understand, when denominator is reduced, the answer will increase. It's simple arithmetic, even if you had opted out of maths in class 12. Simple arithmetic. So is your exemption going to increase because of POGA? But unfortunately, we can't do anything about this calculation because this is given in POGA. Government does not like it under income tax, but they can't do anything about it. So whatever changes they have to make, they have made the change here. Words may it is same, half month salary for each year of service. But here that half is going to be 1 by 2. So left side also it is half, right side also it is half. But POGA ka half is 15 by 26 and non-POGA ka half is going to be 1 by 2. Is this your half month ka salary? And this half month ka salary, you will have to multiply by how many years this employee has worked. Now mark the words. Half month salary for each year of service that he has given. So multiply by completed years of service. Very famous term in income tax, CYOS. Completed years of service, that is CYOS. 15 by 26 into monthly salary into completed year of service, or part greater than 6 months, or part greater than 6 months. See, every employee will not retire on the exact date. You agree? That means it is possible that you work for 20 years and 3 months. You count that as 20 years. But 20 years and 8 months is greater than 6 months. So that part will be considered as 1 year. So make it 21. अभी जल्दी बोलो 20 years and 4 months 20, but 20 years and 7 months correct है. So upper round off basically 20 years and 6 months 20, because it has to be greater. It has to be 6 months and 1 day. It has to be क्या bro? 6 months and 1 day for upper round off. Is that understood? Half month salary for each year of service. Matlab, let us assume that salary is 1 lakh. So we have to give the employee 50,000. But this 50,000 we have to give him multiplied by every year that he has given us. This is strictly a calculation withdrawn, taken, copied from payment of gratuity. Words mein, what are they saying? Half month salary for each year of service. But when presented mathematically, monthly salary ka we do half. Half is not 1 by 2, here it is 15 by 26. Will that increase your exemption? But we can't do anything about this calculation because it is borrowed from another law. So whatever rectification we have to do, we will do on the right side. Right side pay. Words may it is same. Half month salary for each year of service. But there is still one difference right now. What? 15 by 26 will change to 1 by 2. Now there will be more changes. Are you ready for that? Anything that the government is not liking in this calculation, it still cannot do here anything. Because this is copied from FOGA. So whatever change we have to make, we will make here. When you take upper round off, the moment you cross 6 months, are you adding a year? If you add a year, will that increase the exemption? Government is not liking it, but they can't do anything about it. So what are they saying here? Here we will take completed years of service, ignoring any part. Completed years of service, ignoring any part. Are both calculations same in words? Half month salary for each year of service, half month salary for each year of service. But we already can see two differences. Half under POGA is 15 by 26, but under non-POGA it is 1 by 2. Number of years under POGA is more than 6 months upper round off. But here, so no, if it is 20 years, 11 months and 29 days, it will be 20 only. Lower round off always. Only completed years will be taken. Is that clear? So can we clearly observe two differences in the calculation even if the words are same? And we are still not done. Now at the end of this calculation, one last thing is left, but that last thing is also very big. It will take time. I have a query for you. Are we taking monthly salary of this employee at both places? Because the other two factors, so already there is difference. Thankfully, somewhere we have this feeling that sir, at least monthly salary mein koi difference nahi hai. But with respect to this monthly salary, I have some query for you. Query ye hai, is this employee retiring after 20? 20 is an example, after 20 years. He must have joined on a particular date 20 years ago, and today he is retiring after 20 years. There was some salary that we paid him when he joined the job. And obviously today also that salary will be same only. Nahin. That's what I am asking. Same nahin. Obviously tax ka professor thodi hai that every year you pay same only. There will be some change in salary over the years. Salary is not going to be same over the years, no. So the question is monthly salary. At what point of time? We have to take monthly salary year and year. But which monthly salary? Monthly salary at the time of joining? Monthly salary average? Monthly salary of the last month before retirement? Ye question and don't give the answer, because I'll tell you where the answer is given. This answer is given POGA. Strictly as per POGA. And this answer is given as per income tax calculation. Whatever they want to change here they can't do anything, they've changed here. Ye first question about salary. Second question, salary as an income has multiple components. Basic salary is a part of my salary. Dearness allowance of two types. You remember in terms, not in terms. Both of them are a part of my salary. So many allowances are a part of my salary. So many perquisites are a part of my salary. So what all should I take? Should I take only basic? Yeah, should I take allowances? Yeah, should I take everything with perquisite? What are the components of salary that will come in this monthly salary and in this monthly salary? And while it is salary per month, still both calculations are different. While it is salary per month, still both calculations are different. So we will have to make two working notes. For both salary calculations. What is salary ka calculation as per POGA? And what is salary calculation as per non-POGA wala cases, where non-POGA wala cases are obviously given directly under income tax. Under the monthly salary, we have to write two things. One, we have to take salary of which period. So you remember the first question about salary? There was a salary at the time of joining the job. There was a salary at the time of retirement. Which salary we have to take? Left side ka answer is given as per POGA. We have to take strictly as per POGA. POGA says we will take your last drawn monthly salary. Matlab just at the time of retirement, what was your monthly salary? You joined the job at 15,000. Over the years, you got your increment. But today, your salary just before retirement was 1 lakh. So for POGA calculation, we will take 1 lakh. Means we are taking at the time of retirement wala monthly salary, last one. But don't you think again there is scope of manipulation? Kaise? I'll tell you. After working for 20 years, the salary has become 30,000. That means what is the last drawn amount? 30,000. That means what is the monthly salary that we will take here? 30,000. In the second last month before retirement, my boss paid me 30,000 ka salary. When he was giving me my last month ka salary, when he was giving me my last month ka salary, I went to him personally and told him, sir, thank you for everything. It is my request, sir. ये जो last month है for which you are giving me salary, second last month तक what was my salary before retirement? 30,000. Last month में, sir, can you give me 1 lakh? Boss is like, look at your face in the mirror. He is like, sir, you are not understanding. Take this 70 cash in advance. First, take cash. If you have trust issues, I have brought the cash. Just officially give me increment for the last month. You give me salary of 1 lakh in check. So I, till 1 month before, was earning 30,000. So the amount that I should have taken here was 30. But last month I have manipulated and made it 1 lakh. Am I increasing my exemption artificially? But income tax guys can't do anything about it because this is borrowed, this is copied from POGA. Absolutely nothing can be done about it. So where can we make the change? Here, we suno, at the time of joining ka it is not possible because we can't keep records. So what here we will do is, we will take average salary of last 10 months before the month of retirement. Average salary of last 10 months before the month of retirement. मैं समझाता हूं. Give me a couple of minutes, please. First of all, I am not saying that this can't be manipulated. If they have to, this can also be manipulated. But at least it will require extra effort. Just that 1 month ka setting is not enough. 10 months tak you will have to go with cash. And only if the last month you do this, average will still get affected, but the effect will be reduced because we are averaging. Manipulation is possible, but compared to the left side, the manipulation will be at least on the lower side. We can't completely eliminate it. We are only trying to reduce it. And also understand what is the meaning of last 10 months before the month of retirement. The month in which you are retiring will not be considered. Matlab, supposingly the retirement ka date is 1st of January. So what are the last 10 months? March to December. Supposingly the retirement is 15th of Jan, still same. Last month is the 10th month. Supposingly the retirement is 31st January, still it is same. But the moment retirement changes to 1st of February, then last 10 months will be April to Jan. And average is simple average. I hope you've done in life. Last 10 months ka salary we will take total and divide by 10. Kya life mein simple average a plus b upon 2. So here we have how many salaries? 10 salaries. So take total of the last 10 months and divide by 10. Average of last 10 months. Is that clear? Are you clear? Bolo aapko. हाँ वही है. The moment cash has come, it means that only. Somewhere or the other, companies also need cash for purposes they can't declare. For one reason or the other. Secondly, company is paying you officially check ka salary 1 lakh. So when they calculate their business income, usme expense they can show higher. Save tax. And the director of the company can take that 70,000 home and use it for household purposes. Jiska वैसे भी there is no tax benefit. So it's all about whether you require cash, you don't require cash. It is all about that. समझा? बोल. वो कैश में डिफरेंस लेके टैक्स बेनिफिट लेके पे ज्यादा किया, but that gratuity का extra amount so paid also because of the calculation will be adjusted in cash. Employee will save some tax और जो टैक्स बच रहा है उस अमाउंट का also money they will divide in cash. So ultimately we have to do a win-win situation between employer and employee to cheat the government, and cheating the government in taxes is absolutely allowed. Our profession takes pride in doing that. Our profession is only created for that. क्लियर है? ऑल डाउट्स? ओ प्राइवेट ट्यूशन क्यों पेट पे लात मार रहे? आपको पता है हाउ मच फीस आई चार्ज फॉर प्राइवेट ट्यूशन? नहीं तो क्यों? व्हाई यू आर गिविंग प्राइवेट ट्यूशन? नहीं ना. डोंट गिव प्राइवेट ट्यूशन टू ईच अदर, बिकॉज किसी को भी प्राइवेट ट्यूशन चाहिए, मेरे पेट पे लात मत मार. ओके. तो व्हाट इज द लास्ट ड्रॉन सैलरी just before the month of retirement? That we will see in POGA, but in non-POGA we will do average of the last 10 months. Is the first thing about salary clear? Second and the last thing about salary is the last drawn, last monthly salary also must be having basic, dearness allowance, tiffin allowance, leave travel allowance, house rent allowance. There are many things. So what are the things that we will take for the purpose of this exemption calculation? Will we take 15 by 26 of everything? Yeah, we will take 15 by 26 of selected things. ये question है. And who is giving the answer here? Strictly POGA. Strictly POGA. POGA says take basic and dearness allowance. Basic and dearness allowance. 1 minute. So tell me, for the purpose of gratuity calculation, will you be taking tiffin allowance, LTA, HRA, anything? No. Salary may you will take, but this calculation you will not take, because this calculation covers only basic and DA. Will you take basic salary? Yes. Will you take DA in terms? Yes. And DA not in terms? When nothing is mentioned, means we will take both in terms as well as not in terms. Again, manipulation opportunity. Only those people will understand who remember the difference between DA in terms and not in terms. Anything that is fixed from day one is DA in terms. It is as good as extra basic salary. But anything which is subsequently decided on the basis of inflation is DA not in terms. So tell me, is it possible that one day before the 1 month before the retirement, instead of substantially increasing, salary ka 30 ka, we were doing 1 lakh. That can be caught. But then we are saying, sir, things have become expensive. So for 1 month, give me extra DA, not in terms, non-fixed one. But can we do anything about that gratuity poga wala calculation? So whatever we will manipulate or whatever we will change as income tax people, we will change on the right side. Basic to we will take. But when it comes to DA, we will take only which DA? DA in terms, because this is as good as basic salary. This can't be manipulated. This is fixed from day. Until now, if you observe, words may, though both calculations were same, half month salary for each year of service, half month salary for each year of service, there are still already 4 differences in the calculation. Difference number 1, yaad hai? 15 by 26 became 1 by 2. Difference number 2, 6 months say greater will be upper round off, but here it will be eliminated. Difference number 3, last drawn will become average. Difference number 4, DA not in terms is excluded. All these 4 differences are in favor of income tax. They will all reduce your exemption. But now time has come to take favor of taxpayer also. Income tax people are now basically telling you that we are not against you taxpayer, we are in favor of logic. If you observe carefully, these were defects here, taking this denominator or this greater than 6 months or this last drawn. These are defects which will result in unfair extra exemption. We were rectifying defects. We are not against you assessing, because we are now going to do one thing in your favor. We are going to add one salary ka component, which even POGA is not taking. Now understand, if we add a salary ka component, that will increase my exemption. But POGA mein we can't, because POGA mein our favor ka things also we are not doing. We want to be fair with you. Whatever is the unfair tax treatment we are removing, we are going to add one last thing. If any employee is getting something called a fixed percentage commission on turnover achieved. Fixed percentage. You have to be very, very clear. It has to be percentage commission. If it is fixed monthly amount, 5,000 per month, that's not a turnover based commission. You have to include that commission which is being paid to employees on the basis of turnover achieved, performance basis. This is important for you to understand. Whenever it comes to sales and marketing, supposingly abhi Diwali ka season will come, you go to the electronic store, they have too many offers going on. The moment you walk into the store, at least 3-4 sales representatives will come. Sir, kya dikhao? Sir, kya dikhao? Sir, ma'am, kya chahiye? Kya chahiye? Supposingly they are getting fixed salary, whether there is any sale or no, then they won't be interested only in making the sales. Retail shops, big stores, they have sales people. They won't be interested in doing the sales if their salary is fixed. My office backend team, there is a team sitting which is talking and having conversations with students on a day-to-day basis. Every day ka to conversations track karna is not possible for me. But every Sunday, I sit and open WhatsApp web ke upar. I know you understand that usme you can open all the WhatsApp chats, and every conversation had with students throughout the week, whether the reply was correct or no, I don't scream or shout at any of my staff. I only politely make them understand this is not how you talk to students. Don't be rude with anyone, because many a time they are frustrated. The fixed amount of salary is too less. Day 1 only I told them that fixed amount I will be able to give you less only. You will be having a database of students. There will be people who will voluntarily call to make inquiries. Sell them whatever you can. Free course का inquiry करने के लिए, how to download the app के लिए inquiry है, try selling books. Books का inquiry है, try selling video lectures. Sell anything. The more you sell, the more I pay you. Their fixed basic salary is too less than that of an office assistant. Force नहीं किया किसी को, it is bonded labor नहीं. But then there are months when the sales का commission, the performance incentive that they earn is 5 times of their salary. Full year में 100 rupees का अगर basic salary है, yearly average is 300 rupees का turnover commission. and some months में it is after results वाला जो months होता है ना, when students who have joined other coaching classes, they have not cleared and they want, you know, a change in faculty or books. So there are lots and lots of inquiries. People who have cleared one group now want to give the other group in which tax is there. Abhi kya, with 4 months ka gap, no, students are preferring to give one group at a time because they get good time. So now one group is cleared, now I can focus on the other group. Sir, now tax ka padhai chalu kar. So the more you sell, the more you get paid. Employees like these will have a trouble in having their gratuity exemption. Why? Basic salary is fixed. We call it variable component. That is higher. Is it not unfair on these employees to take only the basic salary wala part? We are being fair with you, SSC. We are not against you because the 4 changes that we made, 1/2 wala, lower round off of years wala, average wala, DA not in terms removed, appears to be against taxpayer, but honestly it is in favor of logic and in favor of taxpayer. Anything that is logical we will bring, but provided it is percentage based commission. If you are giving 5,000 per month, whether turnover is achieved or not achieved, then that won't be considered here. Is that clear? Ladies and gentlemen, for those who are lost in some fantasy world, let me remind you, this was only the third calculation in non-government ka at retirement under gratuity, which is a small calculation, in salary, which is a small calculation in NTTI. NTTI is not a small calculation. वो बड़ा है. हाँ, that's your section 10 clause 10, that is exemption of gratuity. क्या है exemption bro? Step number 1, you see it is during service or at retirement. During service हुआ तो fully taxable. Government or non-government, both. Whatever exemption we will give only if at retirement. At retirement, if it is government employee तो fully exempt. But if it is non-government employee तो calculation होगा. First is actual given. Second is maximum notified over lifetime. Can we get more than this? Yes. Exemption का maximum notified. Exemption का maximum notified. Third में we will divide into POGA, non-POGA. Words में it is same. Half month salary for each year of service. But calculation में difference है. Half under POGA is 15/26, under non-POGA is 1/2. Number of years under POGA more than 6 months upper round off, but under non-POGA 11 months also lower round off. And when it comes to salary, we have to check period and components. Under POGA we will take last drawn, and last drawn में we will take basic plus both DA, 3 things. And under non-POGA we will take last month will be the 10th month. मतलब you retire on 1st or 31st. The last month will be your 10th month. Go to the last 10 months. Take total salary divided by 10. That's average of last 10 months. And in this total, what are the things you will take? Last 10 months ka basic, last 10 months ka DA in terms, and last 10 months ka percentage commission total. मतलब that will depend on turnover of last 10 months that you have achieved. On that, what percentage boss gave you? That's your total commission. Total salary divided by 10 will give you average salary. And that's your non-POGA calculation. Despite being same in words, calculation mein they are going to be different. And next, you know, couple of lectures, 1.5 lecture, half lecture even today is remaining, is going to be majorly about learning these complicated calculation based exemptions. And as and when we do the question, as and when we do the calculations, we will also be going and solving the questions immediately. Okay, so we will now go and solve a question exclusively on gratuity. Questions are of 2 types. One, exclusive gratuity ka question या exclusive individual concept ka question, and 2, full chapter ka revision, like we had one in house property last month. Okay, so initially it's a calculation only of gratuity. Question number 36, which is on page number 65. Question number 36, page number 65. कौन रीड कर रहा है? Read the question loudly, please.
So the following particulars come to the exemption under section 10 clause 10 of Education. If is covered by payment of gratuity Act 1972. And second, if it is not covered by payment of gratuity Act 1972, date of retirement is 31st Jan 2026. Basic 40% 25, that is 52,000 per year.
मतलब when he retired it was 52,000, but some months ago it was 40,000. Till May का month it was 40,000, and from June it became 52, and thereafter till his retirement in January it was 52 only. And of course you have observed this also, that we have to do both calculations. ठीक है? Second,
Humorous allowance not considered for retirement benefit is 10,000 per month.
what do you mean by this? Not considered for retirement benefits. मतलब दिए this is not in terms, because in terms में we have written included for retirement benefits. Correct? Next.
Commission is 2% of turnover achieved. Turnover achieved is 10 lakhs during 10 years.
So how much he must have got as percentage commission? 10 lakh ka 2%. Okay. Next.
City compensatory allowance is 5,000 per month.
What is city compensatory allowance? Whenever your employer sends you to work in some other city away from home, he will compensate you by giving some extra amount for that month. City compensatory allowance. Where will we take this? In POGA ke non-POGA? No. Q. It is not there. This is given only to entertain you. Only to confuse you. Okay. Next.
Number of years of service is 15 years and 9 months.
This always has to be given how many years? We will decide upper round of or lower round of. Okay.
Gratuity actually received is 10 lakhs 95,000.
There can never be a question without this amount, otherwise it's an error. The actual amount is to be always given to you. Correct? Then
X was earlier working with central government and at the resignation had received 3 lakh as gratuity, which was fully exempt from tax.
ठीक है, मतलब earlier he was a government employee, he has taken government employee को at that time whatever lump sum he must have received, in any case it is fully exempt only, no? So he has taken that exemption which he was eligible for once upon a time when he was a government employee. They are asking you to compute the exemption under section 1010. How are you going to present the answer? Case 1, an employee which is covered under POGA. Correct? While your brain is probably saying, let us go and learn or solve the question, you won't do it that way. You will first say, this is a case of at retirement non-government employee. Do you agree with this? This is a case of at retirement non-government. At retirement non-government. Correct hai? Because if this was during service, there is no calculation. What's the answer? Fully taxable. If this was at retirement but government employee, fully exempt. The reason why we are doing calculation is because it is at retirement non-government. Our exemption under section 1010 is going to be least of the following. Exemption under section 1010 is going to be least of the following. First, limits you remember? Actual receipt. Actual is always going to be given to you. How much? 10 lakh 95,000. Second, maximum notified over lifetime. जी गणपत जी कितना बोले? Sir, why 17? Because you have already taken 3 lakh ka benefit earlier, and any benefit taken will be reduced from your maximum notified over lifetime. Correct? For the third calculation, we actually go and do the real analysis. Covered under POGA matlab it is going to be 15 by 26 into last drawn. Last drawn mein what are the things that we will take? Basic plus both DA and into CYOS or part greater than 6 months. So the calculation simply depends on we remember the theory or we don't remember the theory. As simple as that. 15 by 26 as it is. At the time of retirement, what was his basic salary? Because mind you, under POGA calculation, we have to take at retirement wala, no? Us time pe 52. And what was his DA in terms? not there. And there was DA not in terms. Will we take this also? Because program we have to take both. What is DA not in terms? That means effectively this is 62,000 and into number of years of service. This time we will have to take 16, no? Because POGA calculation it is upper round of. So 15 by 26 into 62,000 into 16 is going to give you your answer. समझा क्या? And this being the lowest is going to become your exemption. 572,30. You understood? It's all about whether I remember the calculation or I don't remember the calculation. If you remember the calculation, you're going to get your marks. Is POGA calculation clear to everyone? Is the format, the presentation also clear? What will be your heading this time? Not covered under POGA, at retirement, non-government, exemption under section 1010 is going to be list of ये ठीक है presentation ये तो हो गया. You will solve this part right now in maximum 180 seconds, that is 3 minutes. Please go for it fatafat without any interaction with each other. बुक नहीं है, अरे तो निकालना है. बोलो बोलो, टाइम इज ओवर. समर लाइक सर स्टार्ट तो वी कैन. चलो लेट्स आंसर एटलीस्ट द easy things. This much तो no problem. Whatever we have to do for the third one. Half month salary for each year of service. Come on, half will remain half. Number of years maybe we will take 15. The question is how will we get salary? Whatever mistake you have made, you made in that only. Half and 15 तो you've done correctly, I hope. 15 में तो wrong नहीं किया ना. Okay. How to identify your salary? First of all, do you understand we have to take average of last 10 months? And some of you all have probably made the mistake of identifying which are those 10 months. When has he retired? When has he retired? 31st Jan. The Jan ka month will not be taken. You have to take March to December. First mistake is this mistake. It is last 10 months. Month of retirement is not to be taken. मतलब Jan Feb not to be taken, and then March to December. Now in this March to December ka period, what was his basic salary? नहीं, अभी ये बोलो ना, what is basic salary? Till May it was 40. So how many months of 40? 3 months. March, April, May. 40,000 का 3 months and 52,000 का 7 months. नहीं, take everything and last में divide by 10. No, because you know what mistake people make. Some amounts they divide by 10 here, then total also they divide by 10. You get confused. Average you take last once you have your total, because this is not the only component. No? Correct? So right now it is 5 lakh. 5 lakh 4 है नहीं 4 lakh 84. 4 lakh 84. Next, is there any DA in terms? Some of you have probably made the second mistake where you have taken DA. नहीं, in terms नहीं है, that is DA not in terms. अच्छा, one mistake was March to December. Second mistake possible was basic salary का wrong months you have taken 40,000 and 52,000. Third mistake possible is DA you have taken because it is not in terms, you don't have to take. Now, fixed percentage. First question is this percentage commission. Then only we will take. If it is monthly fixed, then we will not take. Is this percentage? Yes. What is the total turnover? 10 lakh. And total pay we are giving him 2%. So, Suno, this 20,000 is total of 10 months. So, if you were doing average, so either 484 you divided by 10, then this also divide by 10. Or alternatively, first you can get the total of 5 lakh 4, and then you finally divide by 10 and make it your average of 50,400. Samjha? So maybe you have made the mistake here in taking the average or taking the wrong commission ka amount. No one got 50,400? No? Now you are clear about what? See, it's okay to make mistakes in the class, but you have understood what mistake you made. That's why I asked you to do by yourself. Finally, you will get this. And this being the lowest is going to become your answer. Everyone is clear about this? Pakka? Chalo. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a short break of 10 minutes. Then we go ahead. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead. Next exemption under allowances. Section 10, clause 10AA. And itna to you all understand that 10 and 10AA are not same. The tax exemption for pension. वैसे प्राइवेट सेक्टर में there is less likelihood of paying pension, but government employees take birth to enjoy life, so they will be paid pension. Not just pension, there is tax exemption also. But then, before we learn tax exemption, we need to know the meaning. जैसे for LTA we wrote in bracket money for buying holiday tickets. For gratuity we wrote in bracket extra payment for good work. Pension by definition is something that is paid to employees after their retirement. Pension is paid to employees after retirement. मतलब pension as an income में during service का option is only not available. As long as you are working, you will get salary. After you work, a portion of your salary will be paid as pension. Full salary नहीं आएगा, obviously नहीं तो I will retire today only. A portion will be paid as pension for your retirement benefit. You gave your entire life to this organization. Now after retirement also we will take care of it. Before we learn the tax treatment, you should know that in order to receive pension, there are 3 options. And which option to choose, that is a choice of the employee. You as an employee can choose how I want pension. There are following three ways in which your employer, now I will call it your former employer, X नहीं बोलूंगा otherwise you will go emotional. So former employer, your former employer is going to give you pension after retirement. Option 1, your employer can give you something called periodic pension. Example, every month he will give you some amount. You have retired, every month he will give you some amount, some amount, some amount. And obviously, this he will have to give you lifetime. Once you retire, every month he will give you. Next year also 12 months. After that also 12 months. Every year, every month till you survive, he will give you pension. This in income tax ka technical legal language is called uncommuted. Periodic monthly basis pay, if you get pension, it will be called uncommuted pension. Let me give you with the help of an example. Supposingly, the date of retirement of this employee is 31st of December 2025. I have purposely taken 25-26 as the year of retirement, 31st December 2025. And your boss has given you options where you have chosen uncommuted. Uncommuted means monthly basis. So monthly basis pay, your boss is giving you 5,000 per month. My question is, your boss will give you 5,000 per month for how much period? Forever, as long as you are alive. तो मुझे ये समझना है, is it per month 5,000? I want to see how much your brain is working in 25-26. How much pension I will get? Per month 5,000 तो total 60,000 ना? नहीं. This month after, this year after retirement, I have only 3 months. So this year it is only going to be 15,000. But next year it will be 60,000. Then next year it will be 60. Every year till I am alive it is going to be 60,000. Only this year it is 3 months. But this is uncommuted pension. Per month, forever, year after year after year. And that legal name of this, you have to learn the legal name. The legal name is called uncommuted. ये option है. You can take it this way. Or we are going to give you other options as well. If you are not comfortable to receive pension this way, you can receive pension in another way. Second option or second way in which you can receive pension is a big massive payment lump sum basis. Example, 6 lakhs. Your employer is calling you and saying, you want pension? Choose lifetime pension or one-time pension. If you want lifetime, I will give you 5,000 every month till you are alive. If you are in need of big funds right now, come here, take a lump sum benefit of 6 lakh rupees, then turn around and get lost. This is going to be given obviously only once. And this in income tax ka technical legal language is called commuted pension. If you choose this option, which option to choose is strictly and exclusively a choice of the employee. If you choose this option, so now you will tell me in 25-26 how much pension we will receive? 6 lakh. But now I want to understand how much you are understanding. In the first option, next year will I receive pension? How much? 60,000. And this 60 will come till lifetime. And what about this year? Next year or year after that or any year? Nil. Correct hai? So when you take periodic pension, every month you take some amount, it is going to be called uncommuted, legal name. And when you take a big massive lump sum figure one time and you won't get any other pension ever again, so it will be called, come on, commuted pension. Clear hai? There is a third option. One more time I make it clear which option to choose. Employee will decide. Option 3, you can go for a combo. देखो, think about it. Who will go for periodic pension? Who does not have any big funds का need right now? but rather prefers to have some fixed monthly amount to meet expenses. That guy will go for uncommuted. Supposingly you have some big expense right now at hand. You want some lump sum amount. So you'll go for 6 lakh. But then going for 6 lakh comes with the risk of losing your 5,000 forever. Is it also possible that I need some big lump sum right now, but not as big as 6 lakh, maybe about 3-4 lakhs I need. But if I go for commuted, my 5,000 will fully stop. First you have to understand this. If I take 5,000, I won't get anything from 6 lakh. And if I take 6 lakh, I won't get anything from 5,000. So I can choose not to commute this figure of 100%. I can choose only to commute a portion of this. If I commute 100%, so I will get how much? 6 lakh. But I can take the combo of commuting let us take an example 70%. So I won't get full 6 lakh. Then I will get only 4,20,000. You understand how I got 420? 6 lakh ka 30%. But suno, 5,000 will fully stop if I take 100% of 6 lakh. Have I taken 100% of 6 lakh? No. So will 5,000 fully stop? No. But will 5,000 fully come? No. The moment you take anything in lump sum, that much will be reduced from your periodic. So now, if 6 lakh is 100%, then 5,000 may say you will get 0%. If 5,000 is 100%, then 6 lakh may say you will get 0%. Matlab 5,000 and 6 lakh pe the percentage that you apply will be total 100. If 6 lakh ka you are taking 70%, then 5,000 per month will also continue, but only at 30%. You will get 1,500 rupees per month. 6 lakh ka 100, then 5,000 into 0. That's option 2. 5,000 into 100, then 6 lakh into 0. That's option 1. But 6 lakh ka 70, so 5,000 ka 30. It could have been 60, 40, 75, 25. Listen to this very, very carefully. What proportion or percentage of your pension to commute is strictly a call of the employee. Employer will give you 3 options. You choose that option. So have you understood what is uncommuted periodic pension, monthly amount forever? Commuted, that is lump sum pension one time. And then a combo will be one portion from commuted, other from uncommuted. If you have really understood, I want to first know from you, can someone calculate for me in 25-26 how much pension I will receive? (25-26) how much I will receive? 420 for 500. Sir, how? 4 lakh 20 I am commuting. (4 lakh 20 I am commuting, and plus 3 months ka I will also get uncommuted. Correct hai? How 3 months? Jan, Feb, March. That means 4,24,500. Okay, wait. I want to see if you have understood this also. Next year, will I get pension? Will 5,000 fully stop? No, because I have not taken full 6 lakh. So what will I do? Will I get some amount still? How much? 1,500 into 12, that is 18,000. And this 18,000 will continue year after. So if I take full 6 lakh, then 5,000 0. But if I take 70% of 6 lakh, then I will get 30% of my uncommuted also. Are you understanding this? That means as an employee, you have 3 ways of getting pension. Uncommuted, that's periodic, every month, lifetime. Commuted, lump sum, one time. And then combo of your choice. Which option to choose? 1, 2 or 3? Employee will decide. And in 3, how much percentage to commute? That also employee will decide. We have to now learn tax treatment of, if you understand, tax treatment of 15,000 in the current year. That is those who exercise option 1. Tax treatment of 6 lakh in the current year for those who exercise option 2. And tax treatment of 424 500 for those who exercise option 3. And if I teach you tax treatment of 15,000, that means that's the same tax treatment of 60,000. If I teach you tax treatment of 6 lakh, there is no other amount for which I have to teach you. And one more thing, understand, tax treatment of this 15,000 is same as tax treatment of this 4,500. And tax treatment of this 6 lakh is same as tax treatment of this 420. So all I have to do is teach you tax treatment of uncommuted pension, teach you tax treatment of commuted pension, and whatever is the tax treatment, you have to apply according to the option exercised by the employee. Option will be exercised strictly by the employee. ये clear हुआ? तो now then we will go and learn the actual chart of pension. अब तक we were only understanding the options of receiving pension. This is where your fundamental knowledge, your basic knowledge, your clarity of logic will help you. When we learnt gratuity ka exemption, we started the chart by saying during service at retirement. Here, by definition only, that during service at retirement is not possible, because this by default comes only after retirement. But then what was the logic of that left side and right side during service at retirement? During service, small amounts. It won't affect your tax bracket heavily. And at retirement, big lump sum amount, it will affect your tax bracket heavily, and therefore we give some exemption. While in pension, during service and at retirement is not possible, but small amounts and big amount is possible. And here, that small and big is known by what names? So ladies and gentlemen, our chart of pension exemption is going to start with, first, is it uncommuted pension, which means small amounts, periodic, it will not affect your slab. And commuted pension, matlab big lump sum amount, it is going to drastically affect your slab. Correct? We want to create an environment where you give answers without me teaching. So abhi you will tell me tax treatment of uncommuted pension. Whatever you are thinking, just say it. Fully taxable. Why, sir? Because small amounts not affecting your slab in a major manner, so no exemption will be given. नहीं मेजर पे है ना, सैलरी की जगह पे it is replaced by pension. That okay. Commuted is a big lump sum one time payment. It will end up taking you maybe from 5% bracket to 30% also. That means we have to give you some exemption. In gratuity we were doing it at retirement, but here it is always retirement. We are focusing on small amounts and big amount. Is it a big amount? Yes. So will we give you exemption? Yes. And that exemption will depend on whether you are government employee or non-government employee. See, you only said this without me telling you. And I'll tell you what, tax treatment of government employee also you will only tell me. Whatever you are thinking is correct. Government employees in our country take birth. This is not offense towards government employees. You are in your education part of life. No, you are in your learning part of life. Post this, you take up government job. No, I have crossed the age criteria. I am ineligible for any government job. But you guys are at your age. At that time, whatever anger you get, no sir, all tax benefits are for government employee, it will go away because you become eligible. अलग-अलग level के लिए अलग-अलग limit. UPSC exams का age limit is different, but अभी local authority में you have to go and work, तो age limit is different. UPSC का exam if you are giving and you belong to minority community, तो you get more attempts. General category में less attempts, but minority communities में SC, ST में passing criteria is also reduced and attempts also increased. So lots and lots of criteria है. जब job करने का बारी आएगा, at that time we can have a separate guidance and mentorship sessions. ऐसे मतलब हाँ, you can. The government job में they require CS desperately. You are thinking only in chartered accountants go and become chief commissioner of income tax, commissioner of income tax. The chartered accountants over there. अरे मैं मजाक नहीं कर रहा हूँ. इनकम टैक्स के लिए there is a special court created called income tax appellate tribunal. If you have a problem with income tax department का assessment, you file a case against income tax department in the tribunal. वो tribunal का judges are past practicing chartered accountants. 10 years in your practice, then you can surrender your certificate of practice, give the tribunal का exam, become a judge. Once you are the tribunal का judge, यहाँ perquisites मिलता है bro. मुंबई का सबसे हाई-फाई area, we have this area called Nipinsi Road. Right opposite that Priyadarshini Park, there is a housing society called Hyderabad Estate. That is the building which houses those income tax tribunal ka judges. The best Holi party of the city, the best Aajkal to everywhere Holi and Navratri parties are taking place. 18 years ago, my friend's father, who was ICAI ka judge, we used to go there. We didn't become friends only because of that privilege. We did not even know. Inter ke batch mein we became friends like anybody else. And then one day, oh, तेरे डैडी जज है, ये सिद्धिविनायक लेके मैनेजिंग ट्रस्टी यूज्ड टू कम आउट टू रिसीव अस. सुपर परक्यूसिट्स. व्हाट वाज अंकल का क्वालिफिकेशन? चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट. आफ्टर 10 years he gave the exam, he became a tribunal का judge. When uncle retired from tribunal, we were more emotional, our perquisites were over. हाँ, can you imagine managing trustee coming out to receive you? The VIP वाला फीलिंग. तो सुनो ब्रो, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट बनने के बाद एनी फील्ड इज ओपन फॉर यू. एनी फील्ड. बिजनेस करना है, स्टार्टअप करना है, यू कैन गो एंड बिकम बॉलीवुड एक्टर. है कौन है? सिद्धांत चतुर्वेदी. बट उसका फाइनल बाकी है और ही हैज क्लियर. ही हैज क्लियर. पता नहीं हुआ होगा तो मैं करवा दूंगा, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. हाँ, देयर इज अ क्रिकेटर वेंकटेश अय्यर, फाइनल बाकी है. देयर इज अ टीवी एक्टर श्याम पाठक, पत्रकार पोपटलाल, सीए फाइनलिस्ट है. इंटर क्लियर करके ऑल्सो द कॉन्सेप्ट दैट यू लर्न ओवर हियर, नो वेदर आई शुड टेक अप दिस मूवी और दिस सीरियल इज गिविंग मी ऑफर, how much they will pay me, what is my opportunity cost, whether it's a good decision, bad decision, what is going to be the direct tax effect, what is going to be the indirect tax effect. No one can fool you. Even if you are not daily in touch with the amendments, no one can at least fool you. You are not dependent on anybody. Amir Khan in a recent interview, is the biggest Bollywood star possible, one of the biggest. He in a recent interview said that my stepmother is my chartered accountant. Tardev mein there is this building AC Market. Over there is a very big CA firm. That CA is very popular for being Bollywood auditor. He took the name of that chartered accountant. He said that all my funds, all my bank statements are under that guy's control. If he wants, he can make me insolvent overnight. I don't even know what is my net worth. He is the one who decides everything for me. And if he tells me, I will blindly sign on any paper. Which is why he can make me insolvent overnight. That's the blind trust on a chartered accountant. But Amir Khan jaisa superstar is also dependent on a chartered accountant. But then these other actors may not be dependent on chartered accountants because they themselves have basic knowledge of accounting and taxation. CA करके you can government job क्या you can do anything on the planet, anything, and everywhere you will be in demand. Care point is this, that small amounts uncommuted will be fully taxable. Big massive lump sum amount is going to be government employee के लिए fully exempt. Is that clear? So suno, Mr. X government employee has received pension of government employee has received pension of 10,000 per month. So that 1,20,000 government employee के लिए fully taxable. क्योंकि 10,000 this time अभी आप नहीं बोल सकते sir you didn't say anything. I said it, 10,000 per month, whether government or non-government. If it is per month, if it is uncommuted, it is going to be, whether government or non-government, it is going to be हे भगवान, हो गया or distracted people. Whether government or non-government, it is going to be fully taxable. Periodic pension is always going to be fully taxable. Whatever exemption we will give only and only if it is lump sum. When it is lump sum, what is the tax treatment for government employees? Fully exempt. But what about non-government employees? In gratuity, there was a big and long calculation that they had given. Come on. Here, it is not a big and long calculation. They have simply asked us to go and examine, is this employee also receiving gratuity? Is this employee also receiving gratuity? The options are yes or no. Is this a retiring employee? At the time of retirement, you can obviously receive pension, plus you are also receiving gratuity, or you are only receiving pension but no gratuity. Think about it. We just have to compare these two people. Pension, both of them are receiving, but one of them is also receiving gratuity. Who is in a better financial position? A stupid question. When someone is receiving both, obviously better position. Because your position is better, your exemption will be lower. Your exemption will be 1/3 of the commuted value. Any person who has received gratuity also, the exemption is going to be 1/3 of the commuted value. And any person who has not received gratuity, uska exemption will be half of the commuted value. Anybody who is receiving only pension, not receiving gratuity, so we give them more exemption. And any person who is receiving both, we give them less exemption. वैसे you don't need to be a maths genius to understand that same amount का half will be greater than 1/3. But still, if you have confusion, take any random amount on the calculator, do half and do 1/3. You will realize that not receiving gratuity wala cases are getting higher amount of exemption, and receiving gratuity wala cases lower amount. 1/3 or half. Last question, and chart is over, pension is over. What do you mean by commuted value? If you think that the money that we are receiving is a commuted value, so there is something wrong. No, that is not commuted value. Commuted value is that amount which employee will receive if he commutes 100% pension. Matlab, in the example itself that we have done, he had received how much? If he goes for 100% commutation, 6 lakh. So we will do half or 1/3 of 6 lakh based on gratuity received or no. But supposingly he commutes 70% and gets only 420. Half or 1/3 will still apply on 6 lakh. Half or 1/3 will apply on the 100% wala amount. Half or 1/3 will not apply on what you have received. Half or 1/3 will apply on what you would have, you should have, you could have received if you go for 100%. नहीं मैं समझा. Come to the example. Example में option 1 में we have received how much? 15,000. Tax treatment, government or non-government, fully taxable. Next year again we will receive 60,000, fully taxable. Easiest of all. Come to option 2. 6 lakh rupees received. For government employee, this 6 lakh is going to be fully exempt, and for non-government we will take exemption of half or 1/3. Question will tell us gratuity received or not. Of what amount? 6 lakh. And then we come to the third option. In the third option also, this 4,500 is going to be fully taxable. Next year ka 18,000 is going to be fully taxable, whether government or non-government. This 4,20,000 for government is going to be fully exempt. For non-government, we will apply half or 1/3 based on gratuity received or not. But that half or 1/3 will again apply only on 6 lakh. The half or 1/3 will always apply only on 6 lakh. Commuted value is not the amount that you have received. Commuted value is what will I receive if I go for 100%. That is the meaning of commuted value. Is the meaning of commuted value clear? Because uska half or 1/3 you have to do. Pension in a way is good also because you don't have to learn long complicated calculations like you did in gratuity. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was our second concept, second big exemption, that is pension ka exemption. we will go and solve pension ka question. Question number 39, page number 66. Question number 39, page number 66. It has 4 subparts. We will solve them one by one. So we will solve them one at a time. Okay? Yes, please. Read the question.
Discuss whether the following are taxable. Pension received by retired central government employee of 68 years old, 40,000 per month during 25 years.
Central government employee, therefore fully taxable. क्यों? क्यों? क्या हुआ? कोई बात नहीं, आए हो वही थैंक यू, आते रहना, मिलते रहना. Fully taxable as uncommuted. Clear? Government purposely they have given, but it is going to be fully taxable. Second part.
X retires from government service in Feb 2026. He commutes 1/3 of his pension for 1,20,000. For the month of March 2026, he receives uncommuted pension of ₹5,000.
Means first thing that you will check is he under commuted uncommuted ke combo? I'll tell you the reason. In the previous case it was uncommuted, so we did not waste our time in government non-government. First check is that commuted uncommuted ke combo. When it is combo, at least uncommuted ka tax treatment is easy for you. Uncommuted is going to be fully taxable. What about this 1,20,000? Unfortunately, they have not told us received gratuity and not received gratuity. So abhi 1/3 ke half we don't have any clarity only. So abhi kya 1/3 bola? What you have commuted, that is 33.33%. 1/3 or half. For that received gratuity or not received gratuity, that is not given. Why? Because it is government employee. So uncommuted wala portion is going to be uncommuted wala fully taxable 5,000 and commuted wala fully exempt. Why? Because you are a government employee. So the total amount taxable for the year will be ये clear है? Okay, let's go ahead. Third.
X retires from private service on 30 September 2025. He commutes 4/7 of his pension for 2,10,000. He has received gratuity. Also, his uncommuted pension flexible for commutation is 14,000.
See, how you should be thinking is more important first. What are you thinking? First thing that you should think is this uncommuted commuted ke combo? That means he has taken some uncommuted amount also, some commuted amount. Because it is private sector, this time they will always give you whether gratuity is received or not received. Because gratuity is received, that means commuted value ka 1/3 will be exempt. Correct? But then at least the easy part of every calculation is going to be uncommuted, because you don't have to do any calculation. Whatever you have received is going to be fully taxable. So I want to know from you in the outer column what is the amount. I just want to know amount received, because amount received is only amount taxable. Exemption is going to be 0. Only amount received, tell me no please. बोलो. Amount received uncommuted ही I am asking you. 84. Question is not testing whether you have the knowledge of law. Question is testing whether you are reading it properly. They are saying that if you don't commute anything, so we will give you 14,000 per month. But have you commuted something? How much? How much have you commuted? 4 by 7. That means you won't get full 14,000. Then in 14,000 you will get only 3 by 7. Do you understand the maths here? If you take nothing in commuted, so 14,000. But have you commuted some portion in? Have you commuted some portion? How much is that portion? 4 by 7. So how much will your uncommuted continue? 3 by 7 into 6 only, because September ka retirement. That will give you, and anything else is wrong. 36 is the only correct answer. Anything else, bro, is wrong. Correct? And now let's talk about the commuted pension. How much is the amount received? 2,10,000. Why are we writing it in the inner column? Because there is some amount which is exempt here. So no. If it was government employee, the full 2,10,000 will become exempt. But this is non-government employee. So how much is exemption in non-government employee? 1/3 ke half. 1/3. Why are you doing 1/3? Because also received gratuity. So bas 1/3 of 2,10,000 karo. 1/3 of 2,10,000, no? So 1/3 of what amount? 2,10,000 पे 1/3 किया, that means you have not understood only the concept. You tell me, 1/3 or half is applied. Is it applied on the amount that we have received? कैसे आया? Supposingly, I go for 100% commutation, let that amount be X. So no, 1/3 or half is not applied on the amount that we have received. So conceptually, you are not clear. Commuted value is that value if I commute 100%. So in this case, if I commute 100%, how much will be that amount? Because 1/3 and half will apply on that amount. That X ka 4 by 7 में we have received 2,10,000, because I have not commuted the entire amount. I have commuted only 4 by 7. समझा क्या? And therefore, what is X? 2,10,000 into 7/4, 3,67,500. अभी समझा? That means 1/3 or half will apply on which amount? 3,67,500. उसका 1/3. Confusion is over. Full commute करूंगा तो what is the amount? Have I commuted full amount? No, I have commuted only 4 by 7. That is why uncommuted में we took 3 by 7. And here also we will take इस amount का 1/3, that is 1,22,500, giving you 87,500 and taxable amount 1,23,500. ये क्लियर हुआ? Is the confusion eliminated? Let's go to the last case.
X retires from ABC Limited on 30th June 2025. He gets a first pension of 9,000 per month up to 31st December 2025. With effect from 1st January 2026. He has committed 60% of the pension for 3,60,000. Assume he has not received any pension.
मतलब first question is this uncommuted, commuted के combo, because all the tax treatment is dependent upon that. This is combo ka combo. Let's understand the timeline. Retired in June. 1st July से he is taking full 9,000 uncommuted. We know the tax treatment. At least uncommuted का tax treatment क्या है? Fully taxable. But suddenly he made up his mind on 1st Jan कि नहीं, I want to commute. Commute how much? 60%. But wait, if he commutes 100%, तो 9,000 will stop. But if he commutes only 60%, will 9,000 stop? No. 9,000 will continue, but only at 40%. Correct hai? Chalo, let us see how to present this thing. First, we will do the uncommuted part because the uncommuted part is very, very easy. Uncommuted part ka tax treatment is what? Fully taxable. Starting में, from the month of July to the month of December, how much did he receive? 9,000 for 6 months. But I will write that in the inner column because I have to add the remaining months ka amount also. Remaining months are Jan to March. इसमें am I getting 4,000? Am I getting 9,000? नहीं. क्यों? I will get only 9,000 का 40%. Why? Whereas the 60% gone commute में. So here it will be only 3 months. 10,800. And this will be 64,800, which is fully taxable. ये correct है? And of course, next year also I will be getting 3,600 per month. That also will be fully taxable because I have only commuted a portion. And now what about commuted? First of all, the amount which is received, at least that we can write in the inner column. 3,60,000. Why inner column? Because under commuted, at least there is some exemption. If this was a government employee, then how much is the exemption? Full. But is it a non-government employee? So the amount which is exempt is going to be 1/3 ke half. It will depend on gratuity. And question has very clearly told us gratuity not received. Therefore, it is going to be half of commuted value. My अर्थ तो बोलेगा half of commuted value. I have received 360. So will I apply half of? He will say, will I apply half of 360? Commuted value is taken on if you have taken 100%. So you will apply on what? You already taken 40, so apply on 60. Half of what amount? I want that amount. Of 60% of 60% of 3,60,000. 3,60,000 खुद ही 60% है. Then with conceptually you are not understanding only. फिर एक बार समझाता हूँ. If I take 100% pension, I will receive any amount X as commuted amount. तो मेरा 9,000 will fully stop. But have I commuted 100%? No, I have commuted only 60. When I commuted 60, I received 3,60,000. मतलब 360 itself is 60%. If 3,60,000 is 60%, तो 100% is how much? अभी समझ में आता है? तो how much is that amount? Calculate कर, कुछ तो खुद से कर, otherwise how will you come to know that you are understanding things or not? समझ जरा please. If he would have taken full commuted, so he would have received 6 lakh and 9,000 stop हो जाता. But how much percentage he has commuted? Question देख. How much percentage he has commuted? 60%. So therefore he got 6 lakh का 60%. 3,60,000. But जो 1/3 और half का exemption will be applied, that will always be on 100% वाला. 100% वाला amount is how much? 6 lakh. तो इसका half 3 lakh will be exempt. And of course, 60,000 is going to be taxable and final amount 1,24,800. Clear हुआ? अभी भी कोई confusion है? Are you sure? Fantastic. That was your concept of pension. 10, 10, AA. ऐसे 10, 10, 10A. ऐसे ही one by one we have to learn exemptions in the different allowances. Next. कौन? Shall we? Next, section 10 clause 10AA, tax exemption for 1010A किया ना पेंशन? Sorry, my bad, my humble apologies. This is 1010A, not 1010AA. 1010AA तो अभी आएगा. 1010 है, उसके बाद 1010A है, and then we have 1010AA. Pension is 1010A. 1010AA. Pension is 1010 single A. Huh? Make the correction, please. Humble apologies. 1010AA, the concept of leave encashment. The word encash का meaning you know? You are encashing your leave. To keep it simple, payment for working on a holiday. Monthly salary is fixed for everyone. Supposingly, peak return filing season है, tax audit season है, and your CA firm calls you on Sundays. There are two options they will give you in return. One, on any other working day, you take holiday after the due date. Comp off. Option 2, you worked on Sunday, for that we will pay you. आपका फॉर्म कुछ नहीं देता. Why do you work? Leave that form. At least articleship में if they make you work on Sundays or holidays, so they will give you leaves. या last में when your articleship is about to get over, the official date is later, but they will release you earlier and sign your documents. मतलब जैसे योर आर्टिकलशिप का कंप्लीशन डेट में दे विल लीव यूर, दे विल नॉट डिडक्ट योर सैलरी ब्रो. हाँ, आर्टिकलशिप का आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट. एंड देन अगेन इट ऑल्सो डिपेंड्स ऑन व्हाट फॉर्म यू हैव चोजन. अभी एज ऑफ नाउ द क्लियर कल्चर इज दैट ऑल वीकेंड्स ऑल सैटरडेज आर ऑफ. इफ दे आर स्मॉल फर्म्स को ज्यादा नाटक, they will call you for 2 Saturdays. Big firms give holidays on all Saturdays. Big firms give higher stipend also. But there are certain things that you can learn only in small firm. How to negotiate with clients. Small firm mein what will happen is that boss ka cabin partition is so small, you can hear everything. What is cooked in his house and how much his wife is screaming at him, you can hear everything. And how to talk to people, how to negotiate, this big firms will not teach. All this you learn in small firm. One matter of choice. Exactly. So you know you learn practical aspects in more detail in small firm. If you want to become owner of a firm in future, set up your own firm, then small firm only is good for you. Corporate job में जाना etc. Then we can have a separate articleship guidance session later on. के पहले enter clear तो. Okay. In fact, whichever firm you want to work, big firm, mid-sized firm, small firm, I have got contacts everywhere. Some of the partners, directors have been my students in the past. So I just have to make a phone call कि my student is coming, रख लेना इसको. It is very easy. क्या हुआ? हाँ, I have a firm. मेरा firm इधर ही है, चर्नीगढ़. मैम इज अ CA ना, वो प्रैक्टिस करती है. मैम करती है ना, मैं नहीं करता हूँ. मैं खाली उनको काम होता है तो उनका काम कर देता हूँ, सैलरी भी नहीं लेता हूँ. ओके, बट आई अवॉइड कॉलिंग माय स्टूडेंट्स एज आर्टिकल्स, क्योंकि फिर उनको क्या है, दे हैव दैट फीलिंग के अरे सर अपने लिए तो एकदम लीनियंट, बट ऑफिस हैज टू बी टेकन सीरियसली. तो unless somebody is like नहीं sir, I am तो so big, such a big fan, I want to work with you only, I want to learn from you only, ऐसा कोई है भी नहीं इस एरिया में तो. And the other part of the city where I am taking lectures, वहाँ का थोड़ा culture is different. There तो like students वो बैग उठाने के लिए भी आ जाएंगे. Every lecture they'll touch your feet, और वो they will, you enter class, they will get up, all of them good morning sir करके, वो एकदम awkward culture है. But that part of the city का students, I can make them do anything. But then I don't want them to travel all the way here. And this part of the city, they will make me do anything. So I avoid my students altogether. Okay, ऐसा है ladies and gentlemen. अपने यहाँ पे तो system is simple. All Saturdays are off, all Sundays are off, and if peak audit season, we have to call someone to office. So later on, we give the choice. Either you take holiday. As a teacher, I recommend your articleship completion supposedly officially is 30th September. And during your 2 years, you have worked on 15 Sundays. So I will release you on 15th September and I will sign that you have worked till 30th because you have worked earlier. No? And alternatively, you are like, no, sir, I don't want to go on holiday abhi 15 days. So you take, that is your choice. You decide what you want to do. But then some companies, some jobs, they will give you money if you work on holidays. Are you receiving money from your employer? That will be added in your salary ka income. But from that amount, we will give you some exemption. Again, on the basis of the following chart. Possibility 1. You are receiving leave encashment during service. Matlab, at the end of every year, your boss is telling you, this year ka work done on holidays ka money. That's one possibility. Will these be small amounts? And possibility 2, 20 years में whatever holidays ka you have not taken, so 20 years ka big lump sum payment at retirement. And with gratuity over, with pension over, now you almost know the tax treatment. During service, small amounts, not affecting your slab, so tax treatment fully taxable. Correct hai? मिलते हैं means
say corporate meaning you have a specific number of leaves per year, and if you don't take that, उसका encashment is not
it's that also, no? Any holiday you work, festival holiday, weekend holiday, casual leave, privilege leave, sick leave, total full year ka company policy is say 120 leaves including weekends, festivals, holidays, everything होता है. अरे 104 तो weekend holidays को गया, क्या ऐसा कर रहा है? I am saying total holidays, and out of these total holidays, you have worked for these many days. समझा? तो during service, anything received is going to be fully taxable. Whether you are, अब तो chart you will make without me interfering, whether you are government employee or, but at retirement you are going to be eligible for some exemption. Correct है? That will depend on, अभी तो chart you will only make government or non-government. Guess कर tax treatment of government employee. बोलो. You are getting everything with guesswork. इतना perfect you have become in tax. Intelligent people. And for non-government, in gratuity we had calculation. In pension we just had to check received gratuity or not received gratuity. What about leave encashment? Here directly they have given calculation. Exemption is going to be least of the following figures. ABC, whichever is lowest. One of them will always in all calculations be the actual received, which is always going to be given to you. Second one is maximum notified over lifetime. Now you know the meaning also. This is the total benefit that you can take over the lifetime. In gratuity it is 20 lakhs. In pension it is not there. Pension mein nahi hai. In leave encashment it is 25 lakh. And there are just 2 more places where it will come again. Both places it is 5 lakh, 5 lakh. Only 4 places in the chapter we have this. So gratuity 20, here it is 25, other 2 are both 5 lakhs. We'll do them as we go forward. Third, words mein. I want you to write it mathematically. Like we did know once half month salary each year of service. This is the very easy. 10 months salary. But that's it. 10 months salary is the third limit. So how will you write it mathematically? Take salary per month and multiply by 10. 10 months का salary. Monthly salary को if you multiply by 10, will you get 10 month का salary? So 10 months salary. But obviously, we will have to properly define what will this salary be. Matlab, what will be the period? Because don't forget, you are retiring. So there was some salary at the time of joining. There is some salary now. Correct hai? Which salary we will take? In POGA it was last drawn, but in non-POGA it was average. And of course, in that also we will have to write the components. In POGA it was basic plus both DA. In non-POGA it was only DA in terms but percentage commission. So we will have to write that. All that we will write in note 1. And there is one more point. So it is this time not 3 but four amounts. May say you have to choose whichever is lowest. The fourth amount is words में बोलता हूँ क्या salary per month. Can I say that same salary which you have calculated in note 1, which you have also done or used for the purpose of your third calculation? Salary per month into balance leave as per income tax. Salary per month into balance leave as per income tax. And this you will have to do in months. You will have to understand why you will have to do in months. Because you are multiplying by monthly salary. So by chance they give you in days, they have kept it simple, divide by 30. They are not checking. Say supposingly 300 days there, you make it 10 months. They have kept it average, not 29, not 28, not 31. We are keeping average of 30. All you are required to understand is what is the meaning of balance leave. See, understanding the meaning of balance leave will give you some clarity. Every time you join a job, is that some holiday which boss gives you? For example, we said no, boss is giving you 120 days per year, which includes weekends, festivals, privilege leave, medical leave, all together 120 days holiday. So in 20 years of your work life, are you eligible for 120 into 20? Correct? How many total days ka holiday in 20 years? 2400. Arey bro, some holidays so you must have taken no over the years. Some holidays. So you have taken during your full 20 years, say 600 days as holiday. So how much is the balance leave? The unavailed leave. So no, available leave minus availed leave is balance leave. And now our answer is coming in days, but we are multiplying by monthly salary. So divide by 30 and always 30. They have kept it average for simple calculation. So 60 months will become this answer. You understand? But there is another catch. This has to be done as per income tax. I believe you have understood meaning of balance leave, and you have also understood that if it is in days, we have to convert into months, so divide by 30. But what exactly is balance leave as per income tax still requires some clarity, which we will have to write in note 2. So you understand leave encashment ka section is now requiring us to write 2 notes. Note 1 ke andar we are going to explain that what will be taken salary. When we say what will be taken salary, we need to write 2 things: which period ka salary and what components of salary. And when we go to note 2, we will have to write that what do you mean by the concept of balance leave. Dekho, words mein I can still explain to you that balance leave is nothing but available leave minus availed leave. Correct hai? But what is balance leave as per income tax? That is still remaining to be explained. Completing these 2 notes will mark completion of leave encashment as a section. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are still doing allowances. I think tomorrow's lecture is a merged lecture. So yes, tomorrow's class is at 11 o'clock. It is my humble request, go through everything, especially the leave encashment part, because notes karke we will directly go to the question. I will see you guys in tomorrow's class, please. Thank you very much.